95 lots.
Alex, we're watching upwards of $15 million.
We causing bad habits in traders.
Oh,
I don't know.
Welcome to Trade Delicious's Bulls vs. Bears, where the investing market meets gladiatorial combat in a battle for all bragging rights. Our contestants will be armed with a hefty $100,000 starting capital, leverage 1 to 10, and be given a single electrifying hour to out-trade each other. Their weapon? Real-time market data. Their battlefield? Designated assets via the hosts. But be careful, traders. A maximum drawdown of $5,000 stands as a pitfall you cannot afford to tumble into. And remember, this is a game of wit and skill, of strategy and performance. There will be no copy trading and no EAs allowed. You must stand your own ground. And to our viewers, you are the arena crowd, watching every strategy unfold live, every decision that has consequences, and every moment bringing these traders closer to victory or defeat. This is not just a trading game. This is Bulls vs. Bears. This is the thrill of the financial arena right here on Trade Delicious. Let the games begin. Hello everyone, welcome back to Bulls vs. Bears, episode 6, if I'm not mistaken. We've got another 2 contenders going head to head. We've got Zac and Kiet. Guys, welcome to Bulls vs. Bears, the trading arena. You know how it is, $100,000. We're going to go head to head. Alex, how are you feeling ahead of this?
I'm doing amazing, Jordan. Thank you very much.
It's good to hear. It's good to hear. All right, we're going to dive into who Zac and Kiet is very momentarily. But traders, the timer starts now. You are free to trade, go execute positions wherever you see fit, and we are going to question every single thing about your process. And I'm really intrigued. Look at the concentration straight off the bat. I'm really intrigued to see how this goes. Zac, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you've ended up here today.
Well, I found you guys I think 2 or 3 months ago. Started trading with you guys. It was nice. Nice rules.
Talking about the fivers, yeah?
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah. And I love the spreads and the leverage and how cheap the accounts were substantially. And yeah, I'm 18 and I'm a university student. I've been trading for 3 years.
Zac, you can tell me honestly here, right? Did Alex pay you?
I gave him like
gave me a few high stakes.
Yeah. I take a high stakes account really and just speak about the best spreads in the industry.
Awesome. So I'm gonna ask you one of the biggest hitter questions because it's the one that amazed me. It's currently 3 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
Are you usually trading around this time? What's going on?
I used to trade London a lot just because I love the volatility of it, or liquidity especially. But yeah, I mean, I'm willing to risk a little time to be on here.
Good stuff. There you go, dedication.
I did the same thing around a similar age. Then it went for about 8 months, and I absolutely hated it. But
wow,
I respect it.
Fair play.
How about you, Kit?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm with the Fires for like a year right now. I got a funded account like instant funding, and I'm on a bootcamp also. My bootcamp account, I have to do an evaluation for like 10 months right now, and I'm on stage 3. It took me like a year just to gain around 15 or like 20%.
Yeah. Awesome. So how long have you been trading?
Actually, it's a little bit funny because I joined trading back when I was like 16. Back then, the minimum requirement for the age is 18. So I actually took my model ID to register on a broker.
Whoa! Don't get yourself in trouble here.
Just a little bit of context. Kit works with us for compliance as well. So hold on a second. No, he's
good,
all right.
good.
Kid
Yeah,
used to work
don't
in
incriminate
compliance
yourself. So you started
for
trading at
Vietnamese
18.
traders. But
Yeah, I try first one from 16 or 17, just like straight up gamble. Because back then, some retail broker they got a bonus program. You need to sign up, and they will give you like $100, $200 just to gamble. I took my mother, my brother, my father ID too, and the broker they spam them like 10 times a day to ask them to deposit into the account.
oh, God,
It's just,
this is,
you're
that,
just
that is
outlying
hilarious.
yourself.
That is literally what all these. We've got a lot of exploits at the Fivers at the moment, coming from a lot of Vietnamese traders doing exactly what Kit is doing, and Kit is the one that is catching them out. So I just can't make it up. But there you go. It takes one to know one. That's how it is, you know.
I like it. Oh, he's just
Yeah.
outing himself. I might just have to interview Kiet by yourself one day, and just because I don't even have to ask tough questions. I just let you talk, and you're going to pull out some absolute gold. So what type of exploits do you see a lot of traders doing? Let's maybe backtrack 6 months so it doesn't turn into a trend. But what type of stuff do you see traders doing which Kiet, I'm going to ask you here that you see it's alarming or potentially against the rules.
They are like they trade in a group. Someone from a retail broker they will signals, and they will just like follow the signals, to trade. We interview a Highland one, and we asked her, "Can you open the MT5?" And she got no idea what's the MT5.
Right. Well, there goes that censorship too.
She put a disclaimer. This is only.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, no, let's keep that going. Okay. So you get a lot of people trading in groups. You get a lot of people just copy trading. Obviously, you don't want people copy trading because that's just going to massively expose the risk to one trader. And you're able to. Do they make it that obvious that the accounts just completely replicate each other?
They sometimes they just copy signals. Sometimes they use account management, and sometimes they just don't know how to trade. They don't know what's the MT5. The girl from Highland that I told you, when we asked her to open MT5, she read the script and she said that I'm trading on MT5. I use Sonic EA signal to find the trading, and she saw the MT4.
Wow.
No,
wow. So
the biggest issue is let's say you've got one or two people that control massive groups of traders that pay those traders a very, very small amount for those traders to go through KYC and open accounts. So they would open the accounts, and then the KYC and everything, all the ID would be of those traders those people that they've paid to do that. So let's say they've got a group of 30 traders that they have now paid to basically be a proxy for them. And they will go past the accounts, or they will use those accounts to hedge on other prop firms. And then that's where the exploits come from. So then you've got massives of traders that are using people's IDs that are then exploiting different types of prop firms at the same time, and causing a lot of problems, man. And a lot of because on one side we don't know if, let's say, they've got 10 accounts with us and then 10 accounts with the funded trader, or 10 accounts with other prop firms, going long on one, short on the other. We don't know if we're the ones that are going to be on the right side of the trade or not. So it's either going to turn into a massive bust for us, and they make a big win on their other account, or the vice versa. Yeah, it's like
an arbitrage betting. But...
No, that's it. That is literally it. And if anybody wants to know how to best do it, just listen to this and just go and open up 2 accounts and do
my next My next sentence was, next time you catch one, Kiet, can you give me his number?
Give
I
me
want to
his
interview
details,
him.
yeah.
I want to interview him on Trade Delicious and get an understanding of what they're doing and how it works.
Yeah.
It's interesting, right? It's interesting.
Look,
but
it's a very trading. There's many different ways of trading. Arbitrage is a way of trading in a way. That's the way I look at it. It's a
very
strategy.
popular in sports betting.
Yeah,
Arbitrage
really?
betting. Very, very popular in the sports betting world. Well, I mean, you don't last very long because much like brokers, and there's people like Kiet who are going to come through and catch you out and kick you out. Anyway, this is a trading competition. We're 10 minutes in. Let's have a look. Zac is already laughing. He's gotten. I have noticed, Zac. Okay, you've pulled a little position here, early doors on gold, but I did notice you moving around a notepad a little bit there. Is there a process in which you take notes or you analyze the charts there?
Well, I'm not really analyzing. I'm putting in my lots right now because I'm not used to trading with 100K. But I put my lots amounts up.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
I'm
What are you
watching
risking
for my stops pretty much right now.
Okay. So what is it you're writing down on the notepad? Is it to do with trading? Like, don't tell me your journal or something like.
Like doodles.
I'm putting down like what lots I'm gonna use this challenge pretty much. So right now we're at low 0.5 right now.
Nice.
I'm waiting for this liquidity break if there is one.
I've just got an actual copy of Zac's notepad here. And it just says research arbitrage betting. No, I'm only winding you up.
Research account management.
Yeah, that's it.
So you're starting off with 0.5, which, considering we've only got an hour of trading, is quite conservative. What's your process? You said you're starting out with 0.5. What are you risking per trade? Are you going to look? We need to remember you are time confined, and it's all about outperforming Kiet. What's your process of risk management here?
I'm gonna go with short stops pretty much, and I'm really just looking at my zones right now.
Awesome. Yeah, no, fair play. Your risk management process is going to be tight stops and a lot of trades, or
but it's either going to be that, or if I see a liquidity sweep, I'm going to add a position in. But right now, I'm not seeing that. So
fair enough. And there's a fair few positions being absolutely hammered over here on a range of different pairs you got going, Kiet. Here, what are you looking for?
I'm actually trading. I'm on the buy USD right now because USD is stronger currency right now. Because back on the line on Saturday or Friday, we have a Jackson Hole conference, and Fed we will continue to keep the interest rate until the end of 2024. And so I think that's because when I do an analysis, I like to think, I like to image about current picture right now before I apply some sort of technical analysis into it, because I think it's more accurate. And my sense is right now USD is stronger currency, so I would try to long the USD, and I would try to short all the currency, and I would try like to find an entry or stop loss or take profit level on a technical on the technical side, and I will try to enter a trade. I trade on like 24 forex pairs. I don't give about about one pair. I trade all of it as long as it's make profit.
No, I like it. So you kind of cross analyze the actual currency itself. Like you're taking this in a more similar way to I do is understanding that you're trading two different assets here. You're not trading a pair, you're trading two different assets, and your analysis is some US dollar strengths. So you're looking at the best possible way to allocate those positions while really kind of expanding your exposure, which can be a good thing to do, or minimizing your exposure in an element across the number one. Now we need to remember, obviously, the pound, it's bank holiday today, and we're going to see a little bit less volatility in that. Have you used that as part of your analysis at all?
Yes, but I think that when you talk about the banking holiday in England and the bank will less volatile, I would prefer to say that it will move like it will move normally like a normal currency. Because some days just the England pound they just fucked up. It's just move 1% up and then 2% down and 1% up. So if you say that it's a bank holiday in England, it's just like GDP they it's move normally like all the pairs.
Okay, very good.
And
Very
what
good.
what
And-
EMAs are you using there, Keith? Because I love EMAs as well. I use one exponential EMA. And then I'm using SMA.
I use EMA. I use like actually I use for MA 21, 50, 100, and 200. And sometimes I use RSI also.
Okay.
I use RSI to find the overbought or oversold level.
With your EMAs, are you looking to, let's say, if it comes down to retrace to one of those EMAs, are you looking to buy on the retracement? How do you use the EMAs to get into positions?
I love to counter trend. I don't like to trade against the trend. Or except for sometimes like I'm doing a challenge right now because actually I love to trade like 4 hour or 1 day chart. It's less noisy. It's less noisy on like M5. It's less noisy like M5, M1, M15. But because we're doing this challenge, I can just open an order on 4 hour or 1 day chart and we'll take a look at it. It's not it's not really funny because so I decided to trade on M5. It's not my strongest point.
Yeah, it's quite difficult going from like being comfortable on a higher time frame then to going really low into lower time frames. Even though the market is fractal, it takes a little bit of time to get used to. I agree.
Awesome. All right, a couple of positions being pulled. Alex, I got to ask, are you trading?
Not today. I just don't think with everything with the UK having a bank holiday, it's probably not really worth it. And I don't really see any kind of setups, to be honest, today. Euro is, a little bit in a place where it doesn't know what it wants to do, and you've got pound that's all over the place as well, a little bit choppy. Let's have a look. Yeah, no, I'm not trading today. Staying out, bro. Staying out.
We got to the answer eventually, but
but yeah, give me
that
2
was a
seconds.
classic. No, I'm not trading, but let me just
have a look. Maybe I will. Yeah,
yeah. I wasn't planning on trading, but let me just have a quick gander and see if there's something that grabs my attention. That's what that was. I like it. All right, how are you guys feeling? How are you feeling, Zach? Are you comfortable going in? Is this the same position still?
No, I got stopped out. I just got swept.
Okay.
So
I'll be back in a second, guys. Okay, there's been a little bit of an issue outside, so I'm gonna sort that out. Hold on a second.
All right, go have fun. All right, so sorry. So your original position got stopped out, and you're now
I'm in a Euro USD sell, since I think we're gonna hit this fair value gap and come down. But I'm also in a sell on gold too, since we just broke a liquidity sell side. So yeah, we did bounce up, but we're just filling orders at this point. We're gonna sweep back down.
How are you guys feeling trading with an audience? Not only are you obviously confined to only an hour, thrown on an account with a lot more money, but also trading in front of Alex and I and everyone watching. Do you feel any different when it comes to pressure?
I guess oh, you can go ahead. You can.
Zach, we'll start with you.
All right. Yeah, no, I don't see the pressure in that sense. I feel the pressure in that it's a banking holiday today, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not as much liquidity in the market right now.
How about you, Kiet?
Okay trading with the audience because my normal work day, I will have a tap with Alex, a tap with Ruben, a tap with our support team. We will on in a video call. At the same time I'm in video call and on the other screen I'm trading. But
Yeah.
usually I'm talking with Alex and Ruben. I'm doing the trade.
Yeah, okay, there you go. So you're used to talking well, obviously to Alex as well, but being heavily involved in essentially a group of traders who are all actively trading at the same time.
Yep. I don't feel much pressure because first of all I don't really see them in person. It's through the screen. So there's not much pressure about the audience. It's just like to focus on my overall trading.
Awesome. Fair play. And how's that going? How are you going so far? What's your open profit and loss right now? We'll have a look into that. I'll let you pull these positions first. Can you scroll down for me? Oh no, it's there. Sorry. So you're about $100 up. Oh no, you took a loss before. So you're about $80 up right now. So it's looking pretty tight. Still pretty low numbers. We're still pretty close to even right now. And you're looking down about 120. Is that right? All right in saying that, Zach?
Yeah, about.
That's a close number. I mean, we've done these competitions where it's been all over the joint, right? We've had people that as soon as we get in, they're up $10,000. We've had people that as soon as we get in, that they won't trade until the final 10 minutes. So it's really interesting to see how the way you guys are going to go about it. And you're both still going what looks like about your normal processes. You're both still very switched on and thinking about the positions you're taking, the risk that you're managing, and we'll see if that alters as we slowly get closer to that deadline, which it tends to do. But I am impressed, and good on you both for sticking with that. It's impressive.
Thank you.
I like it. So what are you waiting for here then, Zach?
I'm just waiting to see if we break through these previous highs right here. This right here on gold, right here, because that will invalidate completely my position. So I'm just waiting at that point. But if I see a sweep coming, I'll definitely come out. But,
and do you usually trade on 5-minute charts?
Yeah, 5-minute, and I look at the 30-minute too.
Okay. And what time frame is it you concentrate on, Kiet?
My main time frame is daily and 4 hours. I don't like to.
You're more of like a swing trader?
Yeah, I like to hold my position for like 15 to 20 days because in the short term it's a lot. It's a lot of noise.
Right. Okay. All right. Interesting. So we've got a day trader versus swing trader here. And so run me through. Do you only trade FX? Do you trade indices? Do you trade individual equities? Being such a swing trader, obviously that's why you have a look at so many different pairs, is because opportunity is going to be a little bit less prominent. Do you cross-analyze different assets?
To trade like forex and metals also. I don't like to trade. Yeah, I don't like to trade indies because the indie swap is really high. Like X20 in the weekend is very high for me to hold my position. So I don't really like to trade indies. And I do the Ross analysis. So I need a lot of pairs. Sometimes I need to wait like 25 days just to get a good setup. So I need to take a look at various like 24, 25 forex pairs.
Okay, interesting. So if you don't, so you're only looking at FX because indices are obviously not only risky, but they can also be expensive. And I'm assuming you're talking trading on Fiverr's accounts here. Is where do you do all of your trading here, or do you do any retail trading as well?
I actually trade with another firm too. It's my forex fund, and I got a funded account with them for like around half a year right now.
Okay, fantastic. So what's your average return when we're looking at someone who's holding, upwards of 20 days the positions? What are you looking at achieving every month in terms of over the past 2 years? What have you averaged for a monthly return?
I first back in like 5 or 6 years ago, I would like to have 10% return a month because I thought at that time only 10% a month is worth it. But right now I'm happy with my like by 1 or 2% per month and like 15% per year. That's a month I can have a loss. So with me I have a like around 15%, 20% max per year. It's beyond happiness.
I agree. I have very achievable expectations too. That those are the numbers I look to outperform indices, and I think you're being very reasonable there in what you're attempting to do. Welcome back, good sir.
What have I missed?
Not well. Well, this
Not
is a
much.
swing trader versus a day trader, right here. Yeah,
Swing trader versus a day trader.
Can you guess who's who?
I can guess. Yeah, Kit's the swing trader, and Zac's definitely more aggressive day trader.
Yeah, that's right. We're pretty on par. We're still sitting around that break-even area. So there's nothing massive going on yet. They're both sitting still pretty comfortable. And I'm just getting an understanding of how Kit runs his positions and his beautiful family who like to watch him trade at the same time.
That's my mom. She's taking her stuff.
Yeah. We'll wait.
Hi,
Mom.
Yeah, she don't know English, but she will be mad at me when she know that I use her ID for a retail rocker.
Yeah.
I love it. Bulls versus Bears.
I swear Kit's mom is also a Fiverr's trader. I don't know why I've seen her.
Yeah. We've definitely got her KYC information.
She's a funded trader as well. Funded with 100K.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Alex.
Yes, sir.
I've traded.
Oh, you pulled them up. What have you jumped in at?
Look, have a look across the majors, and I want you to take a wild swing at which one I've bought. Because
all of them.
I'll give you a clue. I've bought. Okay? I'll give you a clue because I reckon you'd be able to guess.
All right, let me just pull up.
You should have a rough idea.
I only look up pound and euro. So let me have a look.
Remember on the 1 minute chart. I like trading the 1 minute chart.
Okay. The only ones that I would be buying now is either dollar yen or dollar Canadian. Let's have a look on the 1 minute.
Think about how I trade.
And you're a buy?
Yeah.
Probably dollar Canadian?
Nah, Aussie dollar.
Aussie dollar? I didn't even check Aussie dollar, actually. Aussie dollar.
You didn't even have a look.
I didn't even have a look.
No, I've pulled the trigger on an Aussie dollar position.
Yeah, I can see why.
I just so badly want to be a part of this competition. It's just how I do it. Yeah. Trade on the side as these guys to go have all the fun. Oh, we're back in the profit territory, Zac.
Yeah, I just got out of my Euro USD position too.
Very nice. Very nice. And that's a beautiful little sell you've got on gold. You've really picked the turnover, the rollover there on the right-hand side of the screen. You can see the little red arrows which indicate where Zac has sold.
Mm-hmm.
Putting the pressure on now. Look at this. We're getting into crunch time. We're approaching halfway mark. All right, so Zac's sitting at $28 profit. All right, so we're sitting very very much at break even, and Kiet's sitting down here at $560 profit.
Oi,
He's
oi,
put
oi,
the
oi,
foot
oi, Zach,
down.
putting
The
the pressure
pedal.
on Zach right now.
Hey, no.
Yeah, the pedal has been unleashed. Look at that.
Never really traded Aussie dollar, but it actually
I trade
looks like an
all the
all
time.
well, actually. There you go.
I
And then
did
there's
trade
that
it all.
choppiness there. What time is all of that? London session seems really choppy. Not today, but has been.
Yeah, I like the Aussie. But that's just personal bias because I'm here. Which I always find it helpful to trade. I mean, it doesn't make a difference realistically. You can pick up a different chart and print a different name on it. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. But I like the idea of trading the currency I'm surrounded by.
Yeah, you know all the fundamentals as well. So
yeah, but even then, in short term position, in long term positionings, I like trading the Aussie because I like understanding what's going on a local standpoint, and it's working out for me so far. I mean, my position on the Aussie dollar, which is actually on my Fivers account, I believe. I've been holding still for donkey's years, and it's doing really well.
Oh, you've been swinging short.
I've been swinging it short on the Aussie, yeah.
Nice.
But that's been. I would lean close to when I pulled the. It'll be close to the start of the year since I've been short in the Aussie dollar. It's been a proper positional swing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a patient swing. I struggle to swing trade. I either day trade or I just hold on for ages. But I'm holding on because my analysis is telling me to hold on, not because I like the position, but because
where's your TP?
I don't have one at this point in time.
Nice. You just get out. Obviously, if you're on a daily, you'll just see what happens on a daily, like a daily close each day.
No, even then, I'm more looking for a fundamental shift in the economy. This is a fundamental trade, this long-term one. I saw, obviously, with interest rates and everything that was happening, I saw a good opportunity to start fading the Aussie dollar against the US dollar and jumped in. And then I'm waiting to see a bit of a fundamental shift to the point where I'll feel bullish in the Aussie dollar. Per se, right now I feel bullish in the Australian economy. That doesn't mean I'm bullish in the Aussie dollar. It means I'm bullish in the local stock markets and in production of metals. But until I get bullish into the economy, I'm going to be holding that short position. I think the US dollar is going to do a little bit better.
Interesting. Can never sit on my hands long enough to swing positions.
Well, that's my issue. I either invest or I day trade.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people resonate. Do you, Zach? Do you do much long-term trading?
I have a few in my portfolio, yes, but
more of like an investment.
Yeah, more of an investment.
Yeah. I think it's just a day trader thing. You know, we separate day trading as more of an income perspective, and swing trading is we'll just invest, put it passive.
Yeah, very true. And you look at Apple from the start of the year has been all of stocks really. I don't look at stocks. I said this. Me and Mickey were having a debate which is a better investment. And I'm always saying crypto. Look where crypto is. Look where crypto is, and look where all the stocks in the stock market are. Look at Apple, the basic ones. Apple, Facebook, all of those. You know.
Nah, stocks have my vote every day of the week. I vote stocks over FX.
Really?
Investment. We're talking investment.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Stocks over FX. Now, I always like to have something to back my analysis. Stocks, I can have a look into, whether the company actually makes money, whether the company is any good. Whereas crypto is still very decentralized. Where's the KPIs that backs my money? It's not. It's more based on other people buying, right?
Oh, you don't think Pepe and Dogecoin have got any future?
Yeah, sure. I'll put my pension in them, shall I?
Yeah.
No, but as an investment, I love find a good company, and I did a little investment trick a few years back that was just track my partner and my mother's spending. They love to spend money. So I was like, okay, well, where are they spending money? You know, what's going on? And that led me to a couple different public companies. I was like, okay, well, and then I looked into the business. I was like, these aren't bad. And you know, if the family's willing to go spend money, other people are willing to go spend money. And I made decent return. I made decent return off of those. I don't hold them anymore because COVID hit and no one spends money. But maybe again in the future.
Interesting. Definitely might take.
Just look where you spend most of your money. You never know.
Yeah.
You like Apple products, right? You like Apple products.
Yes, I'm a sucker for Apple products. That's not a good thing either. Yeah. Apple products for trading they're atrocious, man. Like,
Apple products, end of. Just Apple products in general.
Yeah, you're trying to trigger me right now. No, but their stock and stuff has been going crazy. So.
Yeah, they got good popularity, that company. Let's have a look, Zach. How are you feeling?
Feeling slow right now.
Feeling slow. Okay. You know how you speed up feeling slow?
10 lots.
10 lots.
I have 10 lots loaded into Euro USD right now. So.
Ooh. Interesting. I like it.
What about Kit? How are you doing, Kit?
Yeah, I'm in profit around $500 right now.
Nice.
That's still pretty close. I mean, when you're trading 100 grand, especially when you've got the leverage you do and the account capacity with a limited time limit, you can make 500 to 5 grand very quickly. You can lose it just as quick, arguably quicker, but you can make that back. So this competition is still very much in.
Definitely. And we've seen it. So it can literally just like flip in a moment's notice as well. So we'll see what happens. We've got a good 20 minutes left. What stocks then, Jordan, what stocks have you been looking at? What stocks have you added to your portfolio, if you don't mind talking about it?
No, I'm the more people that buy the stocks in my portfolio, the higher that demand goes, right? So go on.
Let's pump Jordan's bags. Hashtag pump Jordan's bags.
Look, there's what I've added recent time is predominantly been ETFs. There hasn't been too many individual stocks which I've really led into. I added these are Australian companies. I'm trading the ASX here, right? So I've added BLD for anyone that knows the ASX, but essentially they do a lot of construction materials, things like, especially for housing developments, which just are a never-ending thing here in Australia because our population grows at a rapid rate every year. That housing is everything. There's not enough. We need more. So housing estates are up left, right, and center. This company provides majority of the building developers' materials. They buy and sell the materials. So that's one of the ones I got into. Another realistic, opportunistic moment, right? Have a look at what's happening in modern day. Where's the money to be made? 9 times out of 10, the money's made from a middleman. It's how I like to look at everything. Money's usually made from a middleman. So I look for those companies which are really situated to be there as a middleman, who can be that one that isn't massively in debt, isn't under the roof because of this, but is in a really lucrative situation where as long as that one and that one do business, they're in the middle, they're just going to transact those costs. Things like banks, things like Visa, MasterCard, as long as people are spending with their card and as long as shops are accepting card payments, they're going to make that 25 cents per transaction or whatever it is. I like the middleman companies.
Yeah, these are just non-stop, huh?
Yeah, I don't hold Visa, but that's
No.
just a good way of
Yeah.
expressing how I look at it, how I like to look at it in a way. But yeah, I look at all companies, and if I can find
So
one that
what's your like? How do you research these companies then? What's your process of
I
researching?
like the main and most obvious one is a growth in EBITDA, a consistent growth in EBITDA. To see that not only their revenue is growing, but their profits growing. Now, it's okay if EBITDA drops every now and then because they've invested.
EBITDA. Keep it simple. What is that to me?
Earnings. Oh, I'm
I'll
going to
put you on the
lose the
spot.
acronym here. It's earnings.
After tax.
Earnings before interest. Interest.
EBITDA,
Um,
earning before interest and tax, and
yeah.
EBITDA is earning before interest, tax, and something like that. Or start with an
Yeah.
A. I don't remember it exactly.
Yeah, it's
The
always one that gets.
earnings before and earnings after tax. There's two different ones. One
Uh,
before tax and one after tax.
Yeah, you're looking at EBIT. You got so you got EBIT, you got EBITDA, but EBITDA is what. So essentially, earnings after all of your expenses.
That's what.
Right?
That's the probably the
Essentially,
best
it's what
number
you're
to
looking at.
know. Yeah.
You're looking down everything like wages, everything down to investments, everything like this is the amount of money you brought in. This is the amount of money you spent. EBITDA is the final product, including taxes and everything like that. So it's your finalized profit. I like to see consistent growth in that because it not only shows revenue growth, but it also shows you're keeping your costs in line. You're keeping. Now it's okay to invest, so sometimes that EBITDA might move a little bit because they've spent a lot of money buying a new company or hiring new people. But it's all about understanding that. I like to see the upper management holding a lot of the stock. I like to see the people running the company are invested in the company. They're not trying to sell and offload it. They're actually wanting to get more. That shows if the people running it are believing in it. I like that. I really like that. If they're believing in it, I want to believe in it too. Those are the two main ones. And then you just want to have a look at like your liabilities. What kind of debts do they hold? How close are they to running out of money? Do they need to keep taking on money? Are they more of a less liabilities and more of a middleman. They don't hold that many assets like a Netflix. All right.
Yeah.
There's not much, or an Uber. They don't own the cars. They own the business. The drivers own the cars. Less exposure, I guess, to extra unneeded liabilities, I guess.
And where do you do all of this research? You go into their everything individually, or do you have something that takes all of the information and puts it into something that's very easily just quickly going through, like a service that does it all for you, or you actually go into every stock individually and look at these things?
I used Simply Wall Street for a little while. They were really good at getting all that data and making it visually appealing. And they gave you some good insights in it and whatnot. But they don't do anything special. They don't do anything that you can't just get directly from the reports. And even so, some of those reports, unless they want to be a little bit cheeky to hide bad news, they're pretty digestible. They're pretty easy to understand and just be like, okay, because they can say what they want to say. The numbers aren't going to lie. And they can't lie in the numbers, right? So most of the time I skin over what they've got to say and I'll have a look at the numbers because the numbers don't lie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting. You got me interested in some stock investing, which is something that I don't do.
Trading tournament.
Yeah, in a forex trading tournament. Trading forex is great if you're day trading it, in my opinion.
But you should have a look, do your analysis. There's nothing better than finding a company you generally believe in. You find the financials add up, you invest in it, and you make money on it. There's no better feeling. There's no better. You didn't copy trade. You didn't get someone else. You found a company you like, and because you like, Qantas was that for me. I love Qantas. All right. Now it helped that they absolutely dumped through COVID, and I was just like, I'm not buying this. Like, absolutely. But it's a company I generally enjoy flying with. I think their business structure is incredible. and they make good money. They just recorded a record profit of like $1.9 billion, right? The most they've ever made. Ordered another fleet of planes. Awesome. Do you know how happy that makes me? Because I've been holding it for 2 years, and I'm just like, no one told me to buy Qantas. No, I made that decision. It's like you get proud of it.
Good stuff. I'm gonna have to bring you on the Fivers to talk about this stuff as well.
No, anytime.
Anytime.
I can chat my ears off sometimes.
Pump Jordan's bags. Hashtag.
Yeah.
How's everything going with Zac and Kiet? We've been talking so much.
Sorry, guys.
I'm up 750.
Here we go.
Oh, let's go. We missed. Oh, what are we talking for, Zac? Next time, tell us to shut up.
I took
a big English Bosch right there. Bosch. Well done. That's good.
I took 2 Euro JPY
25 a lot.
I thought that was 2.5, and then I saw it was 25.
You told me to up the risk, all right? Saw the top. Should have kept the runner, but still profit. So
nice. Word of advice: don't listen to us, but do listen to us. No, but good on you. I mean, that's ball games back in. All right, he's up $750, and he's taking the risk off. Sat back. He's been like, all right. Now,
and then I've got the gold. First take profit was hit, so I got the next gold is on break even right now. So
nice,
beautiful. All right.
What made you change bias then? Because you were long earlier.
Yeah, no, we broke a liquidity level on gold near this 14 area right here.
Yep.
And so I changed my bias immediately because we swept it pretty much.
So it took the liquidity, retraced, and you thought, okay, that's already broke, let's say, a demand area. Now you're going to take that short because it's broken that demand area. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just got stopped out at break even, so it's okay.
Gold is volatile, man. I've never traded gold.
It's actually like less volatile than I normally trade it, so
really?
It's kind of slow for me right now. Yeah.
Can you explain to me what you mean by a liquidity level when you're trading around these liquidity levels?
So a liquidity level like here, it's like when orders are getting filled like crazy. So this huge wick, it was at one point it was like completely red, but it turned green completely. It's like this zone right here. And so when you see a candle just break through the whole zone, it normally means that liquidity was broken, which means a lot of orders just got filled. So it's but you got to look at the bias pretty much for it every time. Otherwise, you're gonna be part of the liquidity.
Tends to be like where a lot of people are either taking profits, getting out, stopped out, all of those. Because at the end of the day, we're all looking at the same things, really. And we've all been taught, put your stops at the last swing high or the last swing low. And everybody's quite looking at it as like, that's where I would put my stop. So you would have taken my stop.
Yeah. It's there's also like buy limits, sell limits, all that in that area normally. But.
Nice. A lot of people like that kind of concept of price coming down to a certain sweep or taking liquidity and then going off the other way. I like to think in crypto when we used to, like me and another person were trading crypto futures, and we'd be like, the concept would, if it was going to take a level and then make everybody believe that level was a buy, let's say, and they start to pile in the buy contracts, and then it comes down and breaks underneath that level and then starts breaking down lower. So when obviously those people are wrong on the position, they're closing out their long contracts, which is fueling all of the open interest to the other side, which is fueling the downside, which was some of the best trades.
A lot of people will panic sell or revenge trade in those areas too.
Yeah. Yeah, futures good fun.
Futures dying.
Futures is dying.
I'm just like,
Yeah, you think? Why do you think that? Tell me, Jordan.
CFDs have taken over futures.
CFDs
Futures,
are taking it over.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing like CFDs. There's nothing you can't do in futures within reason that you can't do in CFDs, right? Now CFDs are obviously a lot cheaper, and now the only place where futures is still prominent is the US because they're not allowed CFDs, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't disagree with. I've always been a CFD trader, but I can understand why the SEC is going to go, no, we don't want that here. I get it. But
do you know why? Why? Just because it's like massive. They give high amounts of leverage, and you're not buying the actual. You're just buying the contract and not the actual asset. That's it.
Yeah. Well, if no one buys the and this is why futures is dying. If no one buys the asset, it doesn't move.
But we're looking at a retail level. Obviously, you've got so much commercial, and you got banks. You've got so much stuff. We're like the teeniest fish in the massive pool, you know.
Yeah.
See, CFD, I don't know how much that actually takes of the whole trading market. It's probably very small. Sorry, carry on.
But everything you've heard about institutions, what do they look? Where do they look to fill their positions?
I would say at specific levels, or they don't really care because they've just got to fill orders.
No, a lot of them will look to use retail orders to be able to fill bigger orders, especially in equity markets, etc. For example, going back to that Robinhood, you know, when they went public, it was announced that their whole business model was to sell their limit orders to institutions. To sell that information. So they were able to, but that was their business model, right? And so, for example, those institutions were paying a lot of money to get that because they wanted to fill their positions where they knew they had liquidity, right? We're going back to that liquidity. Now, if no one is trading an actual market, there is no liquidity. There's no order. It's CFD. You're trading mesh. You know what I mean? It's like going back to Wolf of Wall Street when they go, it's it's Uzi Ghazi or whatever he says, right? It's
Uzi Ghazi.
But it's the truth. And now where your futures market, like this is based on a futures market where you're going to get orders printed. If no one's trading that market, you're not printing. And that's why you've seen a lot, especially in futures, a lot of those niche futures markets either being removed from things like why have I just completed the SIBO? No. Why have I completely forgotten what?
SIBO, what we call
SIBO. Yeah, they've removed a lot of their markets, or the markets that they do still have, not doing much. It's not getting that far. Most of the futures traders now are trading commodities and currencies because that's where the movement is. It's less in a lot of the other weird and funky contracts what used to be vibing, which is why I've come out and said futures is dying, which is very right. It's very authoritarian, but I mean, it's dying.
At the end of the day, if you're a day trader, you got to go where the volatility is. Well, if that's how you trade, I guess some people don't even like maybe the volatility, but the volatility is where you make the money, and so
I agree. Alex, I'm just going to say, before we get into the final 8 minutes here, my Aussie dollar position is absolutely killing it.
Killing it is in killing it in a good way?
Yeah.
Just smashing it.
Pinpoint, Bosch. I got to say, isn't that? Bosch, aren't they like a manufacturer of like vacuum?
There's a thing, I think it's like an old school thing that's like an old school saying or whatever people have been using in the UK. For some reason, in this recent trend, probably the last 2 years, it's been such a thing because of social media about people just doing like everything, like Bosch, you know? Even me and my brother and I, every time we're doing something, we're like, we say it.
The only thing I can think of is when I hear Bosch is my old man watching an absolute screamer goal in like the Premier League or something.
Exactly. There you go.
Him from 30 yards and then Bosch.
Yeah.
Gets in.
Yeah, it's an old school thing.
All right, we're getting in knuckle time. We've got 7 minutes
I
left. on the
saw
clock.
50 lots going onto the chart a minute ago.
Yeah, I got like
going.
Both of them.
Oh, 50.
I mean, might as well. All right.
Both of them have pulled the trigger. Is that right? Am I reading this right? We've got 75 lots open with Kiet.
I think I got near like 80
His chart
right
must
now.
be frozen, yeah, because I'm not seeing it moving.
What's your open P&L, Zach? You scroll down for me. 600, negative 600. So
Took a couple of
they're both
losses,
in drawdown. They've both got mad lots open, both in drawdowns. We have 6.5 minutes left. This could go anyway. Is this frozen? No, it's working. The margin's moving.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just the market's not moving. US dollar CAD.
What is that? Is that a Euro USD?
US dollar CAD he's on.
I would have thought it would move a couple of pips though. You know, it's like
yeah. No, I looked at USD CAD and it wasn't moving, so I didn't. But JPY is moving right now. I'm up 1.2 right now, open.
Ooh, is that a bit of confidence I'm starting to hear come through Zach's voice there?
Cool.
I just closed out one position.
So this is where it gets to knuckle time. Do you close out in profits and just hope that they don't? Or do you...
I mean, I'm leaving some running.
I'm not trying to get in your head, Zach. you do what you need to do. I'm just playing the game.
What made you buy at this zone then, Zach?
The fact that we did a huge candle down, and normally we have like a little rebound, so that's what I was hoping off of pretty much.
Okay.
I'll leave these.
You pinpoint entry.
I'm just gonna might as well just put the 20 lots here at break even. I'm up $200.
Good stuff.
As of right now, but if that 20 lot drops, right?
Yeah.
Then you're at break even.
Yeah. Or yeah.
What do you say, Alex? Do we keep the screens on, or do we up the
Nah,
intensity?
let's turn it off. Let's
turn them off.
Because I kind of want to see what happens as well. It's like I bet everybody else wants to see. Let's
give it to the final minute, shall we? Let's give it to the final minute.
Yeah. And see what's yeah. And Kit's position still hasn't gotten anywhere because CAD is not moving at the moment. Maybe.
All right.
Are you sell here, Kit, or will you buy? You're a sell.
I'm selling.
You're selling, and at the start of this recording, you said you were bullish US dollar.
Yeah, but the USD CAD it hit around level, and I see a retracement. So I trade a retracement because it's a short term. It's very noisy in the market, and it can move down right now. But in the overall picture, this will move up.
Right. Okay. So you're trying to catch a short-term move in the final 3 minutes here?
Yeah, because it's a 5-minute time frame.
Yeah, right. All right, 3 minutes. That's all right. We got time. Let's flip over. Oh, Zach's sitting on his hands. He's being patient. He's been playing the game.
I got a mental stop in though.
I feel like we could really influence Zach's decisions here, Alex.
Yeah, I got 50 lots.
No, I think he's in a good position to go long. Oh, he's already long, so he might as well hold it.
Like I would go another 50 lots, but
if it comes down to break even, I might have to.
Oh, it's interesting. I love the endings of these things.
Yeah, because it always starts slow, and then
it started with my 0.5 lot, and
that's what I mean. You were being quite conservative early days there.
Yeah, but normally I don't trade forex, so had to up
What
the
do you know? Are
odds.
you trade indices?
Yeah, I trade indices and gold pretty much on New York, pretty much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whereabouts in the US are you from, Zach?
Near Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
East, west? West Chicago.
It's like right in the middle.
Right. Okay.
All right, just got stuffed out pretty much, which means 50 lots coming in.
And is that 50 lots short or 50 lots long? That's a good question.
Well, he's down $105. We're into 1 minute and 46 seconds left. You know what? We're going to leave this screen on, but we're only going to leave Zach's screen on. We're just going to find out what happened over the other side in a minute and a half.
Well, I know that Kit was like 75 lots short. And that's Kit doesn't smile normally, and now he's smiling. So that's kind of an obvious thing. So
85 lot right now.
85 lots.
lots. $8.5 million position. Oh, 75 lots is coming out of Zach.
And he's gone for a sell. It could be a double. It could be a double bottom.
95 lots.
Alex, we're watching upwards of $15 million.
We causing bad habits in traders.
Look, see, Jet's mum's just realized how much money he has in the market. She's come screaming back in.
Oh, wait. It's a 1 minute, so.
We're hitting the 30-second timer, guys. So when I do a 5-second countdown, you're going to need to right-click one of your open positions, click bulk operations, and then close all. You're going to have to do that at the end of my countdown, okay?
All right.
Awesome. You got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close all.
98.
All right.
Oh, and right after it sweeps it. Oh.
$1,717 loss, I think, if my quick maths is correct there.
Yeah.
Down 1,700.
Look at that as well. Look at that. It's probably gonna smash straight through now. Let's have a look.
That's cool. What's your predictions, Alex? You know, Kiet. Where's he sitting?
I reckon he's about a K, like up. He's about, I reckon, 10%. Yeah.
$101,000.
Damn, Kit.
Down 3.
Right.
He's down 3 G's, right?
Damn, Zach,
you scraped it.
If I would have waited like 5 more seconds, I would have been at like $200 up. All right.
Yeah. Luckily for you, you still managed to scrape through. Guys, thank you so much. Zach, how did you find it first and foremost?
You mean like the whole experience?
The whole experience, yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, no, I like that. Well, I guess you were right with the time constraint, of course, is gonna make you up the lots and aka full port. So yeah, it was enjoyable. I liked it.
Good stuff.
Kiet, how did you find it?
Yeah, it's enjoyable. I can have some time gamble in the market because when I trade a normal real account, I took like 0.5, 0.3, 0.1. So it's very funny. So that I can take around 85, 90 dollars in 1 hour.
Yeah, you can scratch the itch. Yeah, please don't take anything you've learnt from today and try and apply that. And that goes for all of our viewers as well. This is for entertainment, right? We up the ante for the energy. But guys, thank you so much for being parts of Bulls vs Bears. Zach, we will see you in the next round. Hey guys, Jordan here. Just wanted to send you a personal little thank you for sticking around and watching us here at Trade Delicious. If you did enjoy the content, consider subscribing. Everything we do here is completely free. And of course, we have some other video suggestions here which you might love. We will see you in the next video.